This is the iPod Touch 2. It is the first iPod Touch to have a speaker. Isn't that weird? Yes, that's right. It has a speaker and volume controls. And yeah, the buttons are failing, but volume controls. That's right. The first one don't have these things. There's no speaker grill. And even though this doesn't have a speaker grill, it does play audio. So yeah, remember how I talked about the first generation iPod Touch? By the way, go check out that video on my channel, where I discussed how the original iPod Touch was artificially limited to make it resemble an iPod, to make it feel like an iPod. That includes not having an internal speaker and requiring you to put in headphones, and it clicks, and it only has the contacts, calendar, clock, calculator, settings, apps to emulate the iPod. You should really check out that video. But now, with the second gen, even though it's using mostly the same chip as the first gen, you can see there's a lot more apps, like Mail, wow, like Stocks, wow, like Maps, wow, like Weather, wow. Okay, so dead. And of course the App Store, right? Because it is running iPhone OS 2. That's right. So it also gets the App Store, and this is really the year that Apple is really pushing it as a PDA replacement, because as you can see, most of these apps are indeed PDA replacements, and you can play audio for casual listening. But even then, it's not really meant to be super crazy device, because it doesn't even have a speaker grill. So it's not an audiophile's dream to listen to this. But while the original iPod Touch only clicks, it cannot do any more sophisticated sounds than this, but it can do something like checkmate. On the iPod Touch 2, a speaker. Hey, finally, we can play audio just like the iPhone. Yeah, you have to wait until 2008 for that. Yeah, the right to audio does not come until 2008. But yeah, again, very slim. It's been redesigned so it no longer digs into the hand, quite like the original. You can see that the original is quite sharp on the edges here. It's made out of this kind of this gunmetal plastic. Version 2, just like the 3G, it's a lot rounder, a lot easier to hold in the hand, a lot nicer. It still has the scratch to high heaven stainless steel back. It's a lot easier to grip, a lot more like a pebble, a lot like an iPhone 3G. In fact, let me pull out an iPhone 3G. Here you go, right? A lot more easier to grip. I'm super glad it's a lot easier to grip. So there you go. See, iPod Touch 2nd Gen. It finally has a speaker. It finally has, the App Store. It finally has volume buttons. And it really is the PDA. They're really shedding the iPod only identity. They're allowing the iPod Touch to take on a little more functions closer to the iPhone, including the App Store. So this is always welcome. I know the original iPod has games, and of course the iPod Touch could be updated to get the App Store, but this is really what the iPhone and later iPad is all about, the App Store and the ability to download your apps. So yeah, that's the iPod Touch 2nd Gen. Hope you had fun.